yes, we have a new project. It's something completely different. I'm going to say it's a world's first for lowriding, especially UK lowriding. We're making a British classic. What would you say, a British classic?
It is a
British classic lowrider for a music video, a well-known UK artist who's requested something completely wild, but we had a phone call. We're completely up for the challenge to make a car. So, well, what we're going to do is pull the kit out of the Honda. So we've got a 4-pump kit in the Honda, which we're going to remove and we're going to stick it into the new project. What should we call this project? UK classic.
So it's something hilarious.
We'll come up with something amazing. But the plan is to drop a 4-pump kit and 72 volts, 6 batteries inside this new project car, take it down to London and basically just smash it up for a music video. We have no idea what's going to happen. We've got 2 weeks to build this thing, get it moving, hopefully iron out any creases or any issues, or if it snaps anything. Just got to see how it goes. So this is the build story of the Rover 800 project. My Audi. So this is Pete's new workspace. He's got his Honda under there. Pete's stripped for Honda now, so he's taken the kit out the boot. He had a 4-pump kit across here and the batteries in the back, so we're gonna recycle all the kit out of that, drop it straight into this Rover, and just gonna see what we can do with it, really. So, as you can see, it's a big boot. It's big enough for 1, maybe 2 Bainses, but we should be able to get a good amount of batteries in here.
Hopefully 6.
I'm going to say 6, but if we can
If we
definitely
squeeze 8 in, we'll put 8 in.
8 would be great. But you get your batteries along the back here, pumps, solenoids and sort of whatnot here, and then maybe a switch box or hopping handle.
Just one question, Baines, what's a whatnot?
Whatnot? Oh, it's a British term for like bits and bobs, isn't it?
What's the American whatnot? Stuff.
Stuff.
Right, we'll find it. We'll look up the Urban Dictionary.
Yeah.
But yeah, for in the UK we've got these 1000 amp Hankook batteries. They're about as powerful as you can get in 664 Group 31 batteries. So we have got 4. Well, these red ones are the Honda ones. We've got 4 more in the man cave. So hopefully we'll get 8 in there, mainly because of the weight.
Spin it round on you, so.
Mainly because of the weight more than anything.
There you go.
Yeah, the idea is to try and get it as hot as high as possible. We don't know what we're going to achieve because it's quite a heavy car with a V6 in it. But if we chuck a load of weight in it, maybe, I don't know, we're going to see if we can get something behind the bumper, maybe take the bumper off, fill it with sand or something, I don't know, what can you do? First step, we're going to see how many batteries we can get in the boot, just to see what our limitations are with regards to weight and power. So what we'll probably do is weld those bits of steel in. I mean, we're not trying to be pretty here, we're trying to be, this is function over form rather than form over function. The idea is that this thing has got to hop as high as we can, sort of like what the Honda does, maybe more if possible. So more batteries equals more power, more batteries equals more weight. A lot of the hoppers in the States got a couple of tons worth of lead in the back or whatever else they can fit in to counterweight the back, so when you hop it tips over, it's more likely to get on the bumper. So same sort of theory, although I can't imagine how much weight we can get in there without making it both
collapse,
horrible to drive, illegal and extremely dangerous. So well, I'm sure it's only like putting a load of fat blokes in there. What the five fat blokes weigh? And I'm not being fattest because I am one. So as Baines rightly pointed out, those will go right the way in the corner, so.
Oh, that's 6.
Oh yeah.
That's a good fit, that is.
Probably make a tie down in the middle, so leave a bit of a gap for a rod to come through. Run 2 disconnects, one to the front, one to the back. Just run 48 volt for now. 48 to the front, 48 to the back. With the option of rewiring it to 72 to the nose. Once we know where we're at. But yeah, that actually looks really good in there. It's not square, right?
So we've got all 4 wheels off now, pretty C's done, but it gives us a good chance to soak all the nuts and bolts in WD-40. So it's a pretty similar setup to the Honda. It's got the strut, separate strut, and like a split yoke, same as a Honda design. In fact, I think a lot of the components are shared with the Honda system. So if we can get in here, so we've got a strut there, mounts to a split yoke over the drive shaft, and then that's a pinch bolt underneath that. So that's a yoke which we're going to have to
I think it's going to foul on the steering.
This is what splits over the drive shaft and takes all the strain, so it's just cast steel by the looks of things. So that arm there is going to be the first thing which gives out. So if we can replicate that in some...
This one here, isn't it?
Yeah.
That looks alright, but this here...
I wouldn't trust either, but that is like tiny. So we're gonna be, if we're gonna be hopping this, that's gonna be the first thing which is gonna give. So if we can replicate that in some sort of box section or some sort of steel work, just as a bit of a backup, that's gonna be what we're gonna have to do. The strut is out. Next step, Pete.
We've got to convert this into a hydraulic ram, or get rid of this and make a ram fit in its place.
Yeah, like a baby.
Oh wow, sick. We've got to convince him that that's the way to go.
Take a picture now. So Rover got lows. That fits so nice. Look at that. It's just like perfect. Perfect on that.
I'm blown away. I want one.
You don't want one. But
it might not sit that low once everything's on it, like, but
is that laying frame low?
I'm more worried about the full collapse of the ram.
Yeah.
So you could have the ram sticking through, and that's probably the right size for a ram as well.
So what we've got to do now is just make sure that when the ram pokes through the hole in the strut tower, we've got enough room for the hose to route through without fouling either the bonnet or something like that. But it looks like there's a good gap from top to bottom where we can actually put the hose and route it through, whether or not we put it through the body or underneath. So for Pete,
Like an 8-inch donut, a little bit of coil over the top, and then make something to do that at the bottom.
so we've basically got to replace the spring and strut there with obviously the hydraulic ram. We'll probably go for it, what, 8-inch or 10-inch in the end?
The front?
Yeah.
Start with 8.
Start with 8. So what we've got to try and do is get this fitted or replicated, so we're replacing this yoke for something stronger, attach it to the ram then gets fitted into that, and we've got a coil there to give it some bounce, but then we'll have to add a donut as well. So the rear setup on the Rover is a bit more simple. It's literally spring on a perch, and then we've got a shock mounted. So as you can sort of see, you've got your dampener here, which is held in with a pinch bolt on the knuckle. That'll just pop out and we'll replace that with the ram. and then you've got your spring here, which we'll probably just remove altogether and just use the that's Pete working on the other side. Anti-roll bar get removed, but yeah, the ram will just go there, and we can then mount the lines up through the inside there, straight into the boot. So finally wrestled the rear dampener out, and there goes the top, which now that's Pete adjusting the fuel pipe. So we've got the strut out on the top, which gives us now a nice big aperture here to stick a ram and rod through. We might have to just, it's a big hole, probably 100mm in diameter, so we might have to just bridge that up, but we've now got the spring out, and that allows full movement of the rear axle.
I don't want to cut that off. So much a mess. Oh, it's everything that I've used to jack it up with. A sweet lowrider that looks the part and goes up and down without too much trouble. But if you want to start fucking bouncing it about, you start needing.
Do we hold that?
Upgrades.
Oh, that's it. That's the money. Block of wood. Imagine how much easier this would be with a ram. Give it one good lift. Yeah, that's it. Screwdriver on a jack. Look at the angle of it.
Because is it not missing? As low as the back will go. Or is it that? Yeah, well, that's.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, so that concludes the first episode. Oh, yeah. That's weird, first episode of the Rover build that we've got on. It's a customer build. Can't really give too much details. I'm sure Baines has filled you in. It's going to be complicated, as we've seen with the rams. They're a little bit different to what we thought. Might be more of a strength issue. I don't think it's going to be too difficult to put hydraulics on it, but the remit is they want it to hop, and those cast from wishbones look like a chicken wishbone, and the first time you lick the switch, I reckon that's just going to go ping, and all manner of hell will break loose. So we're going to try and fabricate our own version of that wishbone in the next in the evenings in there. Come up with something, trial fit it, then hopefully by next weekend we've got a full set of rams fabricated, ready to go straight into the car, and then it's just a case of putting all this stuff in here. Battery tray will be easy, pump rack will be a little bit more complicated with the solenoids once it's all in, and then it's just a case of wiring it up and hitting that first switch to see what happens.
Watch it explode.
And watch it all go horribly wrong. As I say, this is the first weekend of free. I've only had the car for this weekend. This is the first day that we worked on it. So now I've got evenings to do the technical stuff in there. Next weekend will be the full installation day. I'm hoping that by Sunday night that this is fully installed, ready to roll, ready to test, hit a few switches, and then there's the last weekend before the customer has requested it to dial it in, maybe try some different ways around, try a coil instead of with a ram, maybe. Well, we'll see, but for now, thanks very much for watching this first episode of the whatever we're going to call it, Rover Lowrider build. Blah.
Rover Low.
Meows.